Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. You guys can tell by the title we're going to be talking about Terra Luna. Shout out to you guys, for showing a lot of support on these updates. Again, continue supporting and I will try my best to bring you guys these updates on a daily basis. So, again, if we're looking across the board today as of Sunday, we did see the market once again seeing a little bit of a pullback. Again, one thing we want to factor in, we're still in a weekend. On the weekend, more manipulation than usual. SCME futures are closed, and as you could see across the board, we are seeing the broader market seeing a retracement. But if you take a look at the top 200 coins, of course, that's where, Terra Luna Classic falls in. It's down 23.6%. Let's take a closer look and see what's happening. Before we do that, though, you want to be paying attention to the weekly time frame as well as on the monthly time frame. But let's take a closer look and see, what's really happening with Terra Luna Classic. Before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer. Anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So you're looking at the price finding itself back down to this 505 zone. So, still about 4 zeros in front of the price, down to 24.3% on the Bitcoin side of things. Valuation 277.6 million, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $270.2 million. Again, time in, time out, I've been talking to you guys about, the valuation for this coin is very low. So, you can expect bigger swings, and we're seeing a perfect example of that playing out right now. So, if you're looking at the dominance, I highlighted this again. If you're looking at this support that we have kind of built up for the dominance, and pretty much you could say, since the dominance picked up on November 26th, we haven't really seen the dominance drop below this key range. And I think, we are not going to see it drop in below until the FOMC meeting is done. You could see for yourself, we have quite a bit of support around this key range. And you want to see, of course, the dominance drop in below this. If it's able to do that, we could start pushing down to the likes of, 58.83%. But as of now, you can clearly see how important the zone really is. Time in, time out, you've seen, the support bouncing from here. And right now it is picking up, currently sitting at 59.4%, which again is the catalyst behind, the red that we're seeing across the board. Now, if you're looking at Bitcoin, though, Bitcoin is seeing something very, very interesting. Bitcoin actually broke out back into $91,767, but look where we are, back down to this $89,815 price point, which again is the reason why you're seeing altcoins going down, and dominance in return picked up, as you could see for yourself. So again, I wonder in terms of the liquidation numbers, they're probably quite high. I haven't really looked at them, but again, this is why you want to stay away from leverage trading platforms or leverage trading in general. Again, we did see quite a big pullback once again for BTC, but Bitcoin did retest 91,700. I've been talking to you guys about yesterday how Bitcoin been ranging within this pattern around $89,000. We actually wicked down to $87,790 as well, but you can see we picked up very fast once again. So both shorts and longs got liquidated based off of just this specific move. So again, is the market kind of pricing itself in for the FOMC meeting? I think definitely. And again, I did say expect some volatility. This right here is a perfect example of that. If you're looking at Terra Luna Classic, now it's first and foremost, I want you guys to kind of zoom out and take a look at where the support really is. So, we're being supported by, range that kind of dates back to 2022. Obviously, we got supported by here in 2023, so on and so forth, and pretty much the entire year of 2025. We've seen this exact same level where we are right now at 50-70 zone. That's exactly, where we are being supported by. But now if you want to put this into perspective, in terms of, the retracement itself, we have seen a retracement of about 37.74%, quite a sharp pullback. And again, like I said, lower market cap, you're not going to ignore that. Sophisticated investors are going to be locking in profits. They understand, the overall market sentiment. They understand the market condition, and profit taking is going to happen. So, I read a little bit more into this because there was no specific news behind, this major move. But one thing I can say is maybe the Daquan news that came out, and that probably, brought some sort of interest. Market makers stepped in, or whales, to make a quick buck or two, and we did see this thing going up quite a bit. If you want to put this into perspective, you saw Terra Luna Classic going up 233% in just a matter of 1 week. But that just pretty much goes and tells you where the market cap was prior to this move. It was probably sitting in low 100 zone. So yes, we're seeing a little bit of a bounce. We're holding at some key support line for LUNC coin. If this does not hold, If this support does not hold, we could push down to the 4057 zone, which again itself is a move of about from where we currently are, 18.78%. But one thing you want to keep in mind is that this coin has started to trend once again. So are really like market makers are going to step in and maybe see where this thing goes, and maybe is the coin finally going to kind of react in a positive way to the broader market? Because let's face it, the entire year it hasn't really done that. So could we see in the immediate short term after the FOMC meeting, if indeed the market were to turn things around, are we going to see this coin following? Again, that is where the time factor really needs to come into play. But this support is very important. If this support does not hold, it is very realistic that you could see the 40.57 cents zone playing out. So this is why coins like this, you want to lock profits in. You just cannot expect and be unrealistic that this prices are just going to continue to go up, especially in conditions of market like this. And we're seeing a perfect example of that playing out. But again, we'll see what happens. We'll take it kind of step by step. Let me know your personal thoughts down below. Do you guys agree with my overall take? Do you personally think that this could start reacting in a positive way to the broader market momentum? Are we going to see something like that playing out? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, and yeah, we'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace.